Hello everybody, this is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with another video for you today. This video is a paid sponsorship with Hippo. They reached out to me and asked me to try their cordless hot glue gun, and I was happy to do so. So let me explain to you the things I like about this glue gun. I love the fact that it's cordless, of course, because you don't have to worry about pulling that cord here and there and all over the place when you're crafting. So that is a plus. It has a magnetic base that it clips right into. I like that about the glue gun. It has a USB charger. I gave mine a 24-hour charge before using it. When it is red, it is not ready. When it is green, it is ready. It comes with 30 glue sticks, 6 of which are glittered and multicolored. You've got the green, the red, purple, blue, so they're very pretty. And then the rest of the glue sticks are clear. The other thing I like about this glue gun is that you get a very nice small stream of glue. You don't get a big glob of glue that comes out of the glue gun. So this is great for those very small DIYs that you might want to do where you need just a small precision thin line of glue. It's good for that. So I enjoy this glue gun. I hope that you will enjoy it as well. If you would like to purchase this glue gun, click on the link in the description box and you will get a 15% off on your first purchase of this glue gun. Consider purchasing this glue gun during the Amazon Prime days, July 12th and 13th. And don't forget the discount code listed right here on this page and also in the description box. Now, let's get to crafting, you guys. So you guys, this is more Christmas in July. I'm excited to bring to you these 4 new Christmas-inspired DIYs. Please forgive me for my lighting. I don't know what's happening. It's like getting bright and then clicking in and out. But it will only be for this first video. I figured it out somewhat, so it's not going to do that in the rest of the video. So I have this Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper, one of the wood trucks from Dollar Tree, some berry picks. I've got my cherry furniture markers. I have an old peanut can. I've got some embellishments, buttons and snowflakes. I have some ribbon, Mod Podge, and I am using my Waverly chalk paint in the color lacquer. And then I think I'm going to be using my apple barrel in the color chocolate bar. So I'm starting out by mixing the lacquer and the chocolate bar. See how that light's doing? I'm sorry guys, it is blinding. Stick with me, I promise the next DIY will not do this. I'm mixing those 2 colors together because I want a red kind of muddy almost paint. I want this to look old and rustic, of course, because I can't get away from that look. I absolutely love it. So that's why I mixed the 2 paints together, and now I'm just getting the truck painted, and 1 coat did the trick, doing a little cleanup before moving on to the next step. Now this is an old can that I had, and it's not really a can. The top is metal, the bottom is metal, but the middle is actually cardboard, which is perfect for a smash can. Yes, we're making a smash can. I did one in June for patriotic decor for July. I loved it, and I gotta do another one for Christmas. So here you see me just getting the can smashed down with my hand, and then I will go in off camera. Obviously, because I don't want to be hammering on my table, and I'll hammer down the little edges that I feel like weren't smashed enough. Now I'm taking my, what is this, holly and berry? Yeah, holly and berry craft paper or scrapbook paper, and I'm just going to Mod Podge it to the can, and it was easier for me to handle by just doing strips. So I did 2 strips of paper. I tried wrapping the whole piece of paper around it, and I didn't like how it looked, so I knew I was going to end up cutting it into strips, and it worked out better for me that way. And I love this paper because no wrinkles, not a one. So that's a plus for me, because you guys know I don't Mod Podge well, but this came out really nice. Now I'm going to take my little brown buttons that I chose, and I'm going to glue them to the tires, and I'm going to go around the tire with my black Sharpie and get that all colored in, and then glue those buttons on, just adding a little bit of detail. I'm taking my what is it? My furniture marker in cherry, and I'm going to do a little bit of outlining around the door, the window, the handle, the the fender, all of that. And I did that because I'm trying to keep it like rustic and old looking. But then I realized that it didn't pop the way I wanted to. So I went back in with my silver Sharpie and went over that. And that was better. Now I'm just dry brushing it with a little bit of Hello Hobby Antique Wax. And I'm going in with this buffalo check ribbon, and I'm going to just wrap it around the entire can and put a bow on the front. I'll go back in with some jute and make a 4-loop bow and adhere that bow to the buffalo check bow. Now I'm just going to do my jute bow that I told you I was going to make, and we're going to get that doubled up on there. I like doubling up the bows. They look a little more fluffy. They're prettier when you have more loops. I just love it. So that's why I do it. Now I'm going to take this little piece of pool noodle and I'm going to hot glue it inside of my smash can because we need somewhere to stick our truck. I'm going to take one of my evergreen picks and cut it in half, cut the top out of it because we want to make a little Christmas tree. Taking those 2 skewer sticks and breaking those in half and keeping the pointed end. I'm going to hot glue them to the back of the truck. And we're going to take that pointed end and stick it right down inside that pool noodle so we can stand our truck up. And then we're going to fill it in with some greenery. And that's just going to cover up those skewer sticks for us and fill out the opening of that can. I love using a variety of different greeneries. I think it adds more texture and it just looks pretty when you've got a bunch of different kind of Christmas greeneries together, I think. Now we're going to take that one piece of pine or pine needles, evergreen, whatever we're calling it. We're going to take that piece and glue it to the bed of the truck because that's our Christmas tree. And I'm going to use the Buffalo Check gift package off of that pick and put it in the back of the truck as well. Gonna hot glue some berries to the back of the truck. And then to make sure that everything stays down, I'm just going to add some of that ribbon to the back. It also helps hide the glue and keeps everything in place. And this one, you guys, is done. Quick and easy and really cute. I love it. And I hope you guys do too. Oh, we're not done. Let's add the star to the top of the tree. And then we'll be done. There we go. How cute is that? And here is the reveal of this Smashbox Christmas tree. I love it. Smash can Christmas tree. Moving on to DIY number 2, we're going to use some white chalk paint and black chalk paint. Going to be using the Waverly chalk paint and pumpkin, and also the folk art and chocolate bar, some various picks and greenery, berries and stars and buttons for embellishment. And then I have a skewer stick, a wine cork, some ribbon, one of the hello signs from the Dollar Tree, and I also have some of the MDF board, and I cut out my own shapes. We're going to make a snowman. So I'm just going to take off the hardware off the back of this hello sign, and we're going to paint the back of the hello sign in white chalk paint. I love using the MDF board or signs to cut out my own shapes so I can make whatever I want to make by hand without having to have a lot of electrical equipment. Like I told you guys, I don't have that. So if I can use MDF and get the things cut out that I want, it's a win for me. So I cut out like this like wedge or melon shape or half moon piece of MDF, and then I cut out a square and I cut the ends off the bottom of the square at an angle. You actually don't have to do that. I did it thinking it would make a difference in how this looked in the end, but it really didn't. So you can just make a square. And now I'm just getting it painted with my black chalk paint and distressing the edges of it all the way around. I also distressed the edges all the way around that white circle. Then I took another piece of MDF and I cut out what I consider to be a carrot shape sitting there on the table, and I took one of the star laser cut pieces from Dollar Tree sitting right there on the table, and I cut some of the pieces of the star off to make it look more like a snowflake. So now that everything is all painted, everything is all distressed, we're just going to assemble. I've got my buttons for Frosty's eyes. I've got my little carrot that I cut out from MDF, and I drew some little brown lines on it using my furniture marker just to give it a little bit more definition. And then I took a screwdriver and I put a hole in that cork, and I just tucked in that wooden dowel, and it fit really tight in there, so I didn't have to put glue or anything. So now I'm just moving things around, arranging and looking, trying to see where I want everything to go. And this is my version of a corncob pipe for Frosty. I just couldn't help it. The song with a corncob pipe and a button nose. Well, he's got a carrot nose and a cork pipe, but it's working for me. I absolutely loved this DIY, and it is my favorite of the 4 that I will be showing you today. Just getting everything glued down. I am going to glue down the brim of the hat to the front of the circle, and I'm going to staple the top part of the top hat to the back of the circle. I use staples on the back because the wood round is really thick and it could handle the staples and you won't see them. I did not want to staple the brim on the front because I didn't want to see the staples in the DIY. He came out so cute, you guys. Oh my goodness, I love him. Now I'm just going to take that snowflake ribbon and do the sash on the front of his hat. Just going to hot glue that down and all the way around to the back. Now I'm taking my pencil and I'm making a little whimsical kind of mouth with my pencil, just a little squiggly line, and then I'm going back in with my Sharpie and I'm darkening everything up. And I'm just going to glue down his pipe. Then I took my additional ribbon that I had and I made a bow, 2 loops on either side. I'm cutting in the dovetails and I'm just gonna glue it to the top of the hat along with some picks and greenery. Some berry picks, greenery, pine cone, get all that glued to the top of the hat. And you guys, I cannot take full credit in its entirety for this DIY because this is actually an Amazon dupe. I did add my own flair. Mine has more things added onto it than the Amazon snowman that I saw, but it truly was my inspiration for this DIY. And I'm so glad I recreated it because it is just, it's too cute for words. I cannot wait to hang this up. So now I'm going in with my white paint marker from Dollar Tree and I'm just writing brr. And I didn't pencil that first because I wasn't sure how well I'd be able to see it on the black. So I just freehanded it. I'm going to put another snowflake, a hand-drawn snowflake as best I can, over here in the corner of the hat. And then I already glued down the wooden snowflake, and that is it. We just need a hanger on the back. Here it is, you guys, all done. Now, happy accident. He's got like snow kind of all over the top of his hat. I ended up getting white paint on the top hat in the corner by the snowflake, and I thought, I'm not going to paint over this. This looks like snowflakes, and I'm just going to go with it and add more to the hat. So, happy accident. Frosty's hat got a little bit of frosted on it, a little bit of frosted snow on it, and I like it. Moving on to DIY number 3, you're going to need ribbon of choice. I picked up the snowflake ribbon at Walmart some years ago, and I picked up the fur ribbon at Big Lots. I've got some little pom-poms and greenery for embellishment. I have 2 of these old Christmas MDF signs, and I've got 2 pieces of stir stick and a piece of craft stick and some really pretty red and silver snowflake material from Joann's, Mod Podge, and white chalk paint. Let's get going. We're going to start out by making a sign by gluing the 2 paint stir sticks together, using that craft stick to hold them together in the back. Then I'm just going to paint it with my white chalk paint. I'm going to set that aside and let it dry. And on the MDF that you see sitting there, I just freehanded a mitten, as close to what I could draw as a mitten. And yes, you're going to need 2. One I did off camera, but this one I'm doing on camera so you can see how I did it. I just go in with my wire cutters and nip away all the way around the edge of what I have drawn. And then I go back in with my X-Acto knife and I clean it up a little bit more. And then I go back in with my gator sander and I make everything nice and smooth. So here I have my 2 mittens. Now I am going in with this really pretty fabric from Joann's. This was almost my favorite. Frosty won my heart, but this was almost my favorite. So a very tight second. So I'm just going to take this fabric and Mod Podge it to the front and the back of the mittens. Going to leave a little bit of space at the top so we can add some fur to the top of that mitten. We're going to cover the back completely with the red and silver fabric, but the front of the mitten, we're going to put the fur. So just getting that Mod Podged on, only putting the Mod Podge where the fabric is going to go. The fur will be hot glued onto the top of the mitten. Smoothing everything down. This came out super cute. Now that everything's glued down, I'm going to trim away the excess fabric that I do not need. And then we'll do the back and do the same. Now I'm just going to add the fur, and I'm going to trim around it and round it out like the top of the mitten is rounded out. You can leave it square if you want to, but I wanted mine to be round like the top of the mitten. Now that I've got that all glued in place, I did not have any more snowflakes or stars in the Dollar Tree laser cut wood pieces, so I took a flower and tried to transform it into a snowflake as best I could by cutting the rounded petals off of the flower. So this is as good as I could get for the snowflake. So I'm just going in with a pencil and then again with my Sharpie, and I'm writing Snow Day. And then I'm trimming it out with my black marker all along the edges to give this sign some more definition. And then we're going to put that makeshift snowflake on the sign. I like it. It came out pretty good considering that's all I had to work with. And now I'm going to take my little pom-poms. I'm going to pull the stem piece out of there so that I could glue the ribbon in the center of the pom-pom because I want them to have movement. And if I had put them on with the stems that were on them, the little wire piece, they wouldn't have moved. They would have just been very straight and still, and I didn't want that. I want them to move around kind of like bells. So that's what I did, and I'm going to get them glued to the fur part of the mitten, one higher than the other, one high and one low. Just stagger the little pom-poms a little bit. Then I'm just going to add my greenery and my little berries. And then I'm going to take some more of that snowflake ribbon and I am going to add those mittens to the sign. I'm going to stagger those, one high and one low. And this will be done. And it is so cute. I know, I say all of them are so cute, but they are. I just love how they all turned out. I really do. And I hope you guys do too. As always, comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the four that I will be showing you today. You guys, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell as well so you never miss out on another cute and crafty DIY with D. And if you've been here with me for a while, I thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for clicking on my video and sharing a little bit of your time with me today. You are always greatly appreciated. Moving on to DIY number 4 and the last one in this video, you're going to need some ribbon of choice, some greenery of choice. I have some evergreen, two different kinds, and some berry picks. I'm using my masking tape and one of the Dollar Tree ornament MDF signs and one of the Dollar Tree metal words. We're going to use the word joy. I will be using my Waverly chalk paint in the color lacquer, my I want to say Deco Arts or Folk Art acrylic paint in the color Christmas Tree and my apple barrel in the color Chocolate Bar. Maybe. We'll see. I think I will. Anyway, so now that I have my masking tape on, I'm going to go ahead and paint the top and the bottom of this ornament green. Then I'm going to put my masking tape back on after the green has dried, and I'm going to make me some little red stripes. And now that that's done, I am going to paint the center white. I don't know why I thought I needed to measure anything at this point of the DIY. I really didn't. I was thinking I was going to put some extra lines, like maybe do another line of green before I put my ribbon in the center, paint it white and put the ribbon in the center, but I opted not to do that. So I ended up just painting the center white. So I masked off the red so that I don't get white on it and turn it pink. And I painted the center of this Christmas ornament in the white chalk paint. You guys, if you've made it to this far in the video, go ahead and give me a Christmas tree. That lets me know you hung out with me today. And you know, I always love hearing from you in the comments. So thank you for being here. And thank you for giving me the Christmas tree. Now that that's all painted nice, neat, and clean, I've got the apple barrel in the chocolate bar, folk art in raw sienna, and I think I have deco art in burnt sienna. I want the top of this metal piece of ornament to look old, rusty, and just weathered. So we're going to do that using all three of those paint colors. Just dabbing it on with one of the Dollar Tree sponge brushes. I usually will take one and cut it to get a little piece just to do this kind of work with. I don't know why I don't leave it on the stick and dab it. I just like it like in my hand to be able to feel the pressure of how I'm dabbing it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just cut it and I use it that way. So now that I've got that all rusted the way I want it, and please be careful when you are doing this part. I'm just going to put my ribbon in the middle, but when you're adding that metal piece, please be careful, because when you put hot glue on that, it really gets hot. Ask me how I know. I almost dropped it. You don't see that in the video, but it got hot. I almost dropped it. It got that hot. So I'm getting my candy cane ribbon, which I think is so cute. I'm getting that glued to the center of the ornament, and then we're going to wrap it around and glue it on the back. Now I'm going to add the word joy to the bottom. I went in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color lacquer, and I painted that joy word red. I'm just looking for placement, seeing where I want it to go. And I'm going to go in with my Gorilla Glue and get that glued down. Adding a little bit of hot glue, trying to be careful not to burn my hand. And as I was cleaning it up, some of the red started peeling off of the metal. So I did go back in and I Mod Podged the word joy. I had to keep that paint on the metal because it was just scraping off so easily. So I went in and I Mod Podged it. And then I went back in to kind of give it some, I don't know, it needed something. It seemed flat. So I went in with my white chalk paint and I just gave it an old weathered kind of look, gave that word an old weathered kind of look. So here I am going in again with my Gorilla Glue on the metal, and then going in with the glue, with the glue gun, and just getting that adhered to the top of the ornament. Now I'm taking my berry picks, and I had two big red seed berry kind of picks, and it was too much. So I just took one and took it all apart and used it at the top. I didn't use both of them because it was just too much, both of them together. I'm bundling my berries and my greenery together like I love to do. It's just easier for me to work with when I do that. This greenery and berry picks came from Joann's last year. I got a really good deal on it. It was on sale, probably, I don't know, like 50% off or so. So here you see I've added 2 holes to the top of the ornament so that I can pull my twine through and get this tied off in the back. But before I do that, I'm going to make a bow to go in the center of this greenery using some of that candy cane ribbon and also some candy cane stripe ribbon. Just fussing around with it and getting it fluffed up like I always do. And tying it together with some jute cord. Dovetailing the ends. And then I'm going to hot glue the bow to my bunch of greenery. Tying it on the back, adding a dab of glue, and it will also act as my hanger. And you guys, this one is done. Here's the final reveal of DIY number 4. So pretty. This is another one that I can't wait to hang on my door. And here is the final reveal of everything that I've created for you today. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today and giving me some of your time. Thank you for watching this video. As always, please be blessed, stay safe, and until I see you in my next one, craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.